Boom, back at it again. How we doing? It's been a bit of a stressful time in crypto for some, not for all. It's been a couple dips here and there. It's been a stress for the newbies. It's a bit of stress for the people buying at all-time highs. But what could we say? If you didn't expect it, then you didn't do your research. But yeah, I thought this episode, I'm gonna give you my 10 crypto commandments, because as a noob, well, not myself, but if I was a noob, I would want to know 10 rules to stick by, or 10 things that I should actually adhere to. So yeah, let me get into it. Quick video on my 10 crypto commandments. So yeah, first thing is, do your research. Info will never be enough. When it comes to cryptocurrencies, as much information as you can get your hands on is the better you're able to make certain decisions in the cryptocurrency world. Like the FUD, the fairer markets, that's good information. And also it's great information when things make Bitcoin rise. As much information as you can read, as you can look at, as you can see, pretty much allows you to, predict where the market's going. Don't get me wrong. It's extremely hard to predict where the market's going. But if you're able to gauge certain things and certain information that's around you, it might help you making certain decisions. So that's definitely number one. Do your research. Number two, I'm just going to say for new straight up, stay away from lending platforms. As you can see, my initial early videos, I've shown you, my journey in the BitConnect world. And, there's BitConnect, which is dead. There's Dazmane, which is dead. And these platforms are there giving people the impression that you can really and truly get rich off of doing nothing. At the time, I think I've lost about $4,000 in BitConnect. I haven't really lost $4,000, but pretty much, yeah, I've got the BitConnect coins and I sold them for a couple Litecoins, and then I did sell them, buy myself some new pair of trainers, so I can always say, hey, I got trainers from BitConnect. But yeah, that's me. I invested money I could afford to lose. But yeah, let's get onto that one later. But yeah, just stay away from lending platforms. Another one I say is never buy at all-time highs. Now, if you don't do your research, you're not gonna know it's an all-time high. So if you actually listen to people saying now's a great time to buy Bitcoin, now's a brilliant time to buy Bitcoin, hey, you heard of Bitcoin, all of that talk, dead it. You need to do your research. Obviously, that's rule number one. But never buy at all-time highs. You buy low, sell high. Obviously, how are you gonna know it's an all-time high? You do your research. Simple. Look at historical data. Coin market cap. Go in here. Read the numbers. The information's all in the numbers. All in the numbers. You can see what goes on in all of the numbers. You can see its opening, highs, lows, its closes. You can just set what date. You can see whether over the last 12 months. If you don't like numbers, you can pretty much look at graphs. You can look at charts. You're able to see everything that you need to see. But I do feel sorry for the people or the noobs that actually came in and bought at 20k. Those people right now might be sweating. So if you believe in the technology because you've done your research, then there's no problem. So yeah, never buy at all-time highs. Another one, believe in the technology and not the price. Now, when I say believe in the technology, believe in the blockchain. Believe in, the technology that it can bring. To believe in the technology, you need to do your research. Obviously, that goes back to rule number one, do your research. But if you're able to believe in the technology and not the price, you shouldn't really worry about what the price is, because you know that, this technology can actually change the world. This technology can actually change people's lives. And if it can do that, then hey, so what about the price? You know that you got a part of a brilliant piece of technology that you can be happy with. So you do your research. Believe in the tech and not the price. Now, another one, what I say is there will always be lower lows and there can always be higher highs. That's another commandment. There will always be lower lows and there will always be higher highs. And hodling, I say you don't really have to hodl. If you do research, you can actually gauge when the price of crypto is going to go up. You can gauge when it's going to go down. If you watch the graphs, if you day trade, you can see these actions. Now, it doesn't make sense telling someone to hodl, stay. You only do that if you see it as a long-term investment. Now, the reason why you hodl is because you don't want to lock in your losses. Now, if you're selling at lower than what you bought it for, fair game, mate. That's your problem for not doing your research. But then again, if you hodl, there will always be an opportunity where your investments could rise, as long as you've done your research and you believe in the technology and not the price. So yeah, that is another one of my commandments. There will always be lower lows and there will always be higher highs. So another commandment, and this one is a bit controversial, but this is just something that I live by. Now, I always say no to ICOs. Now, if you say no to ICOs, what that means is you probably have protected yourself from a whole bunch of scams. Now, in the crypto community world, there are over 1,514 cryptocurrencies. Now, that's a lot of cryptocurrencies. Now, for you to go out of your way and find a great ICO with great technology, like, that's all good, that's great, but do you know the team? Do you believe in the team? Do you believe in the tech? Do you understand the tech? There's so many questions that you need to know. Now, obviously, you do your research in the ICO if you still want to go out of your way and invest in one. But in my eyes, there's so much technology already available. There's so many great things going on in the cryptocurrency world that's available right now. So you investing in a new ICO, that is a huge risk, a massive risk. That risk can pay off, yes. But sometimes I always look, is it too good to be true? And sometimes that's one thing that I actually need to, take on board. Is it too good to be true? Just like those lending platforms. Is it too good to be true? So yeah, I always say no to ICOs. Another one and another one. Yeah, diversify your investments. Now, if you look, there are loads of cryptocurrencies that you can invest in. There are so many. I go against putting all your money in one cryptocurrency. When I tell people to invest, I give them 3 rules. I say split up your money, invest what you can afford to lose, and split up your money. It's that simple. So what that means is, if you want to, invest in cryptocurrencies, you're just getting into it, don't put all your money into just Bitcoin, all your money just into Litecoin, all your money just into Ethereum. There's loads of other ones, yes, but try and split it up. I always tell people, put 40% of the money you can afford to lose in Bitcoin. Put 20% of the money you can afford to lose in Ethereum. Put 10% of the money you can afford to lose in Litecoin, and keep 30% cash reserve. And what you keep the 30% cash reserve is for buying low. So when you're able to buy more crypto, when it drops, that's when you buy. So you always want to have cash reserve. That's simple. You diversify your investments. And you can even use this rule in life. Now, for me, I diversify my investments by, I have miners, I have crypto, I have real cash. Like, there's so many things that you can do to diversify your investments. So if crypto dies, you still got your miners, you still got your computers, you got other things that won't make you bust. That's the thing in this game. You don't want to be bust. Definitely another one of my commandments. Make sure you diversify your investments. Now, another one of my commandments. You see this website, CoinMarketCap? CoinMarketCap is Google for crypto. Pay attention to this website. Invest your time in looking at this website, because it gives you the world of information. Some information you might not even take in until you start playing around with it, clicking on buttons. It can teach you so much about different cryptocurrencies without you even knowing it. I always use it for historical data and looking at, the market cap. It won't tell you why the market's going up and down. No, that's what your research is for. But it can tell you the value of a crypto. It can tell you the volume. It can tell you the markets in which crypto is being bought and sold, what it's being bought and sold with, on what source it's being bought and sold with. That is basically the exchanges. It tells you so much information that, you know, you can actually go on, you know, an exchange and see what price it's selling it at. You can see so much. You can find out about any crypto on here. So that's one thing I would say. CoinMarketCap is Google for crypto. Use it. Number 9. Never invest money you can afford to lose. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Those people that bought Bitcoin at all-time highs. Now, because you didn't do your research, you purchased Bitcoin when everyone else already did. You bought it at 20k. Bitcoin's at like 5-6k. You've lost 15k. You're going to be pulling your hair out because you don't understand the technology and you don't believe it. You just bought it because everyone else bought it. So obviously you just spent all your money. You took out a mortgage on your house to buy something that's intangible. Now that is really difficult to swallow, and I do understand people have done that, and you know it's a very unfortunate position to be in. Although if you follow those commandments of doing your research, you would understand that this market is volatile, and you know nothing will make people, it's unsustainable. Not everybody can become rich. Not everybody can, you know, make a killing on Bitcoin. Those people that jumped in early 2016 or early 2017, yeah, they've bellied up. But if you buying it at, you know, 20,000, don't expect it to, you know, shoot to the moon. It might, don't get me wrong, it might. And if you believe in the technology and you're in it for the long run, buying at 20k shouldn't be a problem, because you know in 1 or 2 years it will probably surpass that. You know, holding on to it, buying at 20k is not a problem. But if you're in it for the short run and you expect to make a killing just in a couple of days, a couple of months, then forget about it, please. Don't do it. Please don't do it. But yeah, that was number 9. Never invest money you can't afford to lose. And you know, number 10's the biggest one for me. Number 10 is understand human psychology. Now, human psychology of a market cycle is something that I find very interesting, and you know, things follow this pattern over and over and over and over and over. But all this is, it doesn't mean that it's going to stay down here, or this doesn't mean price. But what it's basically saying is, this is the emotion in which people have during a market cycle. And people's human emotions, it can have an effect on price. It can have an effect on, you know, something's demand. And it's great how there are keywords for, you know, certain times in a market cycle. So it just goes on. It's just a cycle. It's really a cycle. It's hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria, complacency, anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, anger, depression, disbelief. But this cycle right here, I'm not saying what stage we are at, but I do have to admit that when I saw this cycle, when I understood this cycle, I then realized that, you know what? You have to be smart, and you have to not hold on to your human emotions. Your human emotions, everybody's telling you to hold. So I remember when Bitcoin was at 20k and it was euphoric. It was great. And it dropped down, but I held on because I thought to myself, you know what? It's going to go up again. It's going to go up again. It's going to go past what it went past before. I'm going to get another new all-time high. And then it didn't. I hit complacency. And then I was like, not really sure. But for some reason, I thought to myself, you know what? You need to diversify your investments. And I had a lot of money sitting in crypto. And yes, I didn't hodl. I said, F that. I sold that complacency. And I noticed when I sold here, it made me feel so much better, and it took away a lot of emotion from when it dropped to anxiety, when it dropped to denial, when it dropped to panic. I didn't have to panic. And you know, when it's gone down to panic and capitulation, I bought some. It's not I don't know if it's going to drop even more, but knowing that I was able to, you know, take out my emotion from the situation just by doing my research, I could say, well, I can't guarantee, but I could say right now, I feel like it's paid off a little bit. You know what my term of hodling is? Staying involved. It doesn't necessarily mean you need to keep all your crypto. It just means remain involved. Keep them transactions going. So yeah, that basically is my 10 crypto commandments. Now, to recap, number 1, do your research. Info can never be enough. Number 2, stay away from lending platforms. Number 3, never buy at all-time highs. You buy low, you sell high. Number 4, believe in the tech and not the price. Number 5, hodl. There will always be lower lows and higher highs. Number 6, say no to ICOs. Number 7, diversify your investments. Number 8, CoinMarketCap is Google for crypto. Use it. Number 9, never invest money you can't afford to lose. And number 10, understand human psychology. So yeah, that was my 10 crypto commandments, and thank you very much for watching. And if you have any other commandments you think should go on there, or things that the people should know, feel free to leave a comment or whatnot. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and stay trapping that crypto.